everybody. We're all very smart people, and I want to talk about why we don't need to wait around for an inspiring presidential national candidate to fucking get out and vote. If we're smart enough, we can form a plan, and that's what I'm here to talk about today. But before I get into that, I want to talk about what I sort of hate about politics, because I don't come by it naturally. I am the president of Young Involved Philadelphia, and we haven't really gotten involved in politics until recently. So the three things that really bug me about politics, one is the money. It feels stacked against the average citizen, right? You've got $4 million being pumped into a mayoral election. You have union money. You also have the process. That's number two. It's obscure. It's tough to dive into. There are a lot of parochial shortcuts and parochial shorthand in play. Stuff to know how to plug in, right? And then this last thing. Look, I don't have an axe to grind with old people. I love old people. Some of my best friends' parents are old people. But this right here doesn't seem conducive to innovation or progress. These are the values and qualities that I associate with an organization that's moving forward and getting shit done. And I don't think of these things in the same breath as government, except for in the past couple of years. And that's where things have started to change for me, because these values are starting to congeal and definitely converge on Philadelphia government. You have startup PACs taking care of the money issue. You have organizations doing nonprofit voter education to take care of the process issue. And in 2014, if you guys were here for Ignite 14, you know John Geeting said we didn't wait our turn. A lot of young people ran for this tiny little office called committee person and won, including myself. I learned that if nobody runs for a committee person spot, the ward leader in that area just appoints it. Fuck that shit. I ran a write-in campaign and I won in like 2 days or so, and now I'm politics apparently. Thank you. So John Geeting also talked about a beachhead and building this beachhead of millennial power. Great analogy. Beachhead is a first force. It implies that there's support coming back here. This is the support that needs to be coming to support this beachhead. If you're not into war analogies, how about the Veronica Mars movie analogy? There are people that want to make this project. They have a vision. They know what's coming up, but they need to know that you support it before you buy it. So the good news first. There is support. Let's talk about Democrats. If just 30% of registered 18 to 34-year-old Democrats came out, imagine the talent that might converge on politics, that might consider it a good outlet for that talent. The bad news is we don't come out unless Barack Obama runs, apparently. So 10% or less came out in 2011. Total voter fail. So the hope that everybody points to is the Barack Obama campaign in 08 and 12, because it turned out a ton of voters, this many in Philadelphia. A lot of people talk about the first two, and there are some organizations I've already had up on the slides that are working on them. Nobody talks about a ground game for us. It starts with door knocking. That's the most effective way to actually get out voters, and we can't avoid it. It's time to stop avoiding it and have conversations with our neighbors. And to do that, we need to get a plan together. And holy shit, it's going to be a big plan if we want to get out 30,000 people in Philadelphia, or 30% of the votes citywide. It's not the size of your voter turnout, though. It's how you use it. And I want to talk about that for the rest of these slides here. How do we use our voter turnout? Well, remember those ward leaders I talked about who appoint people? They have a lot of power. And if we turn out 30% of the vote in a couple of their wards, they're going to perk up, they're going to take notice, and they're going to know that we mean business. So we need a plan. There are more political ways to pick a division, but I propose a nonpartisan, multi-organizational plan that picks the top 10 non-voting wards and starts to converge on them. All right. Politics! So, now I'm way behind. 15, you can knock on 15 doors an hour. There are 250 people here. We have this in an hour if we get out and knock on doors all together, okay? So my whole point, what is the point with all of this nonsense that I'm talking about, is that we need to start this plan now. And I propose May 16th, we get out before the vote, make ourselves known. I have a plan. It's going to start with Young Involved Philadelphia, and I hope you'll join us. but my plan is to, after the primary, make this an open source plan that we can all plug into and really start to make a dent in this, so we don't need to wait for that aspirational candidate, that national candidate. We can own our city and we can change our city and we can support the young politics movement. Thanks.